Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Spirit Hunter Death Mark 2 running on PlayStation 5. Going to the clock tower, right? Yeah, but there's something I need to check first. How are you feeling, Doryu? My body feels somewhat heavy. Maybe it's from lack of sleep. But it's fine. I can go. I'll make sure I won't hold you back. Fine. Don't push yourself too hard, though. Let's keep quiet about the vengeful spirit. It's not like we can do anything about it, anyway. Hold on a minute. Okay. The light illuminating the ground is reflecting off something. I bent over to pick it up. It's an eerie tooth. So I find myself here once again. A clock tower within a clock that has stopped moving. Inside this tower, Michio is. Let's go, Mr. Yashiki. Yeah. I mean, these two girls keep acting like they're flirting with me, so that very much makes me think they're part of the departed, right? Because it seems like there's more than one entity. I don't know. The door is half open. That means we can go inside. Makes me feel like this is the departed's work. Are you sure about this, Doryu? I can hear the sound of Doryu trying to steal herself. What's going through her mind right now? Tension? Or is it fear? In any case, her gaze is fixed forward. I'm ready. All right, let's go. There's no trace of Michio's corpse in the clock tower. There's nothing left on the floor. There's neither traces of blood nor the giant insects. Mr. Yashiki? I knew it. The departed disposed of her corpse. I guess so, yeah. Michio. Stumbling on her feet, Dorio walks toward the area where Michio collapsed. She then turns around to me and begins to speak. Michio was the best friend I ever had. She might have seemed selfish to you, but she was actually a really caring person. Even when she decided to be the student council vice president, she only did it to help me out. She didn't even really want to be a student council member. Were you two friends for a long time? Yes, we were friends even before we entered kindergarten. Our parents are close. Both of us are only children, so we became friends quickly. Because both of us wanted to have siblings, we often played sisters. I'd play the stubborn, fussy older sister when she'd be the sloppy yet kind younger sister. She continues rambling until her voice gradually fades. I bet even Dory herself has no idea what she's saying right now. It's not the time for action. It's the time to just be there for her and listen. I nod silently. I shared everything with Michio. My hobbies, future dreams, troubles I hid from other people. Even my crush. Listen to me, Mr. Yashiki. Michio loved you. What? Did you realize her feelings? Vaguely. I knew it. She's usually pretty direct when it comes to showing her feelings. It's only been a few weeks since we first met. Time is irrelevant. It's all about the event that made her fall for you. What event? Didn't you compliment her hair before? She believed it was fate that there was someone who could see our curse other than the two of us. But I'm a teacher and she's a student. So, you think that's weird? Yeah. It's pretty weird. Yeah, it's not very common. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. I know, that's kind of pretty much what it means. Damn otaku and their morals. 5 years ago at this school, there was a tragic love story between a teacher and his students. She must be referring to Rei Kashima and Sosuke Hirose from the art club. She probably heard it from Michio. Love can bloom regardless of your situation, and even in a battlefield. It doesn't matter whether the love is accepted or not. Love, huh? I might be insensitive at times, but I think I understand the kind of love Dorio is talking about. It's a feeling young girls often consider precious. However, it's a dime a dozen, buddy. I'm an adult and a teacher, albeit a temporary one. Though they might think they have adult feelings, Michio and Dorio are children at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's my responsibility to keep them that way. I can't accept those feelings, Dorio. Is that so? I'm relieved to hear that. You're still the same as ever. A teacher who harbors romantic feelings for their students is the worst. Dorio gives me a mischievous smile. Was this some kind of a test? It's not like I want you to accept her feelings. I just want you to recognize Michio's love. I think that's what she'd want too. Dorio. Her love remained a bud until the end. It never had a chance to bloom. But now that you finally realize her feelings, I believe maybe her soul can rest a bit easier. Thank you, Mr. Yashiki. What are we going to do now? Find out who the departed is, obviously. In order to do that, we need to decipher the old book we found here. So let's go back to the infirmary. I'm sure we can decipher it if we both give it our best. It's not like we have a choice anyway. However, even with the both of us, it'll take some time to decipher the content of the book. I wish there was a better way to do this. A cabinet full of old books. There used to be a board blocking the door. I didn't have time to check it before. Let's give it a look now. I open the door and inspect the other spot beside the upper shelf where the old books are stored. Everything is basically junk, like a moldy mirror, a white mask, and some worm-eaten fabric. If only they'd been preserved properly, they might be valuable antiques. I find a familiar item among the junk. An eerie tooth. A mannequin without limbs. Has it always been closed? Well, I doubt that very much. By the way, Dorio, you said you and Michio saw an altar where the doll was placed in the clock tower, right? But I don't see an altar anywhere. Yes, I'm surprised myself. There was definitely an altar when we came here. This is strange. Were they hallucinating or something? I don't think that's the case because the altar was also mentioned in the school newspaper. It's absurd to think that they were all hallucinating. In that case, it may have been something caused by the departed. No one knows which is the real clock tower. The clock tower we're in now or the one you saw before with the altar. A large wooden box. I used the item inside here too. Mr. Yashiki? You have to focus on your investigation or else we will fail. Yeah, I know. There's a small item lying in the corner of the box. Oh. Picked it up with my hand. It's an eerie tooth. Hey, Yashiki. A familiar voice greets me when I enter the infirmary. So, you're actually here, huh? Credit where credit is due. You were right, hag. You can always trust my intuition. Mashida, Yasuoka. I called the Kujou mansion, but no one answered. I got worried, Yashiki. You really caused us trouble. I can see spirits on their backs, too. Are these spirits attaching themselves to everyone who enters the school grounds, not just who attend Konoehara Academy? Judging by the awful look on your face, something must have happened. Spill it, now. About that. Don't do that, Mr. Yashiki. If you tell them, you'll... You must be Doryu, the student council president. Please trust us. Yashiki is our friend. We won't betray him. Yashiki is already a jumbled pile of misdemeanors. Trespassing, theft, traffic violations, and some more theft. I can't count them all on my fingers. I'm not going to be surprised if anything that comes out of his damn mouth, so stop wasting time and spit it out already. Fine, I'll talk. I want to bring an end to this case no matter what it costs me, and I need your help. I tell them everything that happened last night, and I don't hide a single thing. The Departed's Wrath, the old book we found at the clock tower, the fact that I killed Michio, Dorio helping me out, and the spirits I've been seeing on everyone since this morning. You must be kidding me. To think you'd kill someone. Don't blame him for that. He was controlled by the Departed. Insanity or not, murder is still murder. Article 199. A person who kills another person is punished by the death penalty or life imprisonment for a definite term of no less than 5 years. I'd slap the cuffs on you myself if I had him with me. I can see that. Let me just say one thing. The law only applies if the victim is human. What do you mean by that? Now, come on, stop playing dumb. You know damn well what I mean. There's a definite chance Michio Kunakawa was the departed. What are you going on about? What are you going on about now? There's no way Michio was... You think there's no way? She's pretty suspicious to me. Doesn't her unnatural attachment and affection for you remind you of the departed? Please stop. How dare you talk about her love like that? You better watch your mouth too, Himiko Doryu. You're also a suspect. Both of you have something in common with the way you approach Yashiki. Enough. You're being so cruel. Doryu glares at Mashida, her shoulders trembling. She's going to lunge at him at any moment now. I'll stop Doryu. Calm down, Doryu. I'll deal with him. Understood. Yashiki, here's my suggestion for you. Investigate Michio Kunakawa. Determine whether or not she was really the departed. But Michio's already... Even if her corpse is gone, the evidence remains. Search her room. You might find clues about the departed there. Where did she live? The dormitory near the school. She's in the same dorm as you, right? Yes. It's a good thing we have someone who knows about the dorm with us. Will you help us out? Mr. Yashiki, are you telling me you suspect Michio? Well, I'll say no, even though I mean yes. No, I'm only doing this to prove her innocence. Understood. I'll cooperate since I believe she's innocent. Thanks, Doryu. Hey, Yashiki. You mentioned seeing vengeful spirits. Yes, in fact, there's also one on your back. I guess this must be why I've been feeling weird ever since yesterday. I wonder if the reason only you can see them is because you're the departed's groom. What are they, anyway? The embodiment of the departed's curse, most likely. Might be a result of their transformation, like the red lights in the school. Perhaps they all look the same because they were born from the same curse. It's not totally impossible, though the fact that the spirits are part human, part insect definitely raises some questions. Considering one of the Japanese characters composing the name Lord Mushigami means insect, I wonder if there's a connection. The deities of M-Town and the departed, they really might be connected in some way. What will happen if we just let them be? I don't know for certain, but I have a prediction. Those who are possessed by spirits will grow progressively weaker before they eventually die. I've witnessed it several times. No way. So everyone will die at this rate. Is there anything we can do to avoid it? Consider the number of spirits. Performing an exorcism is out of the question. Our only hope is to exterminate the leader of the spirits, the departed. They're the cause of this disaster. Once they're gone, everything will go back to normal. Things have gone from worse to horrible at blazing speed. The damage has spread. Our mission remains unchanged. There's something I'd like to ask you, Yasuoka. I take the old book from my bag. Can you help us decipher this book? It's a book about M-Town, formerly inhabited by a formerly inhabited area near here. Maybe it can also tell us something about the departed. Can you read it? You're really well versed in these sort of things. Sure, I'll do my best. I'll try to decipher as much of the book as I can until you all return. I hand the old book to Yasuoka. Shall we head over to the student dormitory? It's just across from the bus stop in front of the school. There's a bench with paint peeling on every corner. I see some crushed bugs on the seat. I wish they'd clean this place. Huh? What's that? Dorio seems to have noticed something. There's something on the ground near the bench. I'll pick it up. It's an eerie tooth. We go along the road and finally reach the dorm, but the front door is locked. Not surprising, given that it's already past curfew. The back door might be open. The dorm manager is a bit sloppy sometimes. She often forgets to lock the door. Dorio's right. The back door is open. See? I told you. We'll be in trouble if we get caught. Let's hurry. Fortunately for us, the dorm entrance is empty when we get there. Thank goodness the manager isn't here. I thought she'd stay behind with Michio's disappearance and all. Looks like she went home in her regular time. Wow, what a loyal employee. Shall we look for the key to Michio's room? The manager has a duplicate, so we'll be fine as long as we find that. This is the administration office where the dorm manager works. The key should be around here. Please wait a minute. I'll take a look. Dorio enters the administration room. I'm the only one in the entrance now. This is bad. If a student happens to come in at this moment, I'm not going to have any good explanation. Not only did I barge in here without permission, but this is a female dormitory. There's no justification for me being here. Come on, get back here soon. My impatience is starting to grow. But then Dorio appears, granting my wish. In her hand is a key with a label attached. Found it. This is the key to Michio's room. So, was that easy to find, huh? This dorm sure is unsafe. Easy access to keys, and the back door isn't even locked. The key was in a sturdy case with a combination lock. I only know the combination because Michio told me. Why did Michio know it? She snooped on the manager once when she was entering it and memorized it. She didn't intend to do anything bad with it, though, probably. Goodness. This should get us into Michio's room. Her room is on the 4th floor. Let's take the elevator. A row of mailboxes. Based on the number of mailboxes I see, this student dormitory is quite big. There are stairs, though all that lies ahead is darkness. This building has an elevator. Better make use of it. There's an elevator in front of me. It's not a very big one. Probably can only fit 4 or 5 people, tops. Let's go to the 4th floor. Once we arrive on the 4th floor, I let Dorio lead us down the hallway. We come to a stop in front of the door with the number 402 on it. This is Michio's room. The moment Dorio opens the door, I duck into the room. I turn on the light to reveal the whole room. Is this a single room? I only see one bed here. I just sort of assumed you'd be sharing a room since this is a student dormitory. It's not really common, but yes, all the rooms here are single rooms. Well, now that I know this room only has a single occupant, that means that anything I see here is a reflection of Michio's personality. This doesn't look like a room that a terrifying spirit like the departed would live in. I'm going to see what I can find. Just wait here. I shall leave the investigation to you. Aside from the small frog decorations, there's also a plastic fish tank on the shelf. Inside the tank is a dead frog. Because it died on top of a dry stone, its body is completely shriveled up. It's bone dry. Bring the little one. Frog drives away bugs. The whisper suddenly invades my mind. This isn't the first time I've experienced this. A strange voice is speaking to me. Bring the little one. Frog drives away bugs. Are they telling me to bring this dead frog with somewhere? For what reason, I wonder to myself. But the voice in my head never gives me an answer. Sitting here and waiting for an answer will get me nowhere. What I need to do is make a decision. And I've always chosen to follow the guidance of the spirit whisperer. Who knows, maybe this frog has some kind of spiritual power. Tame dried up frog. Kind of sad, yeah. I don't know. Her dresser is most likely filled with clothing. There's a stuffed frog doll on the top. Should I check their drawers too, just in case? I hesitate a bit, then realize there are bigger issues than decorum at play here. Inside the drawers are Michio's usual casual clothes. These clothes reveal that she didn't appear to care overly much about fashion, as some of the clothes are very similar to one another. I also inspect the backs just to be sure, but I don't find anything hidden in them. When I close the drawer, something falls down to the ground. It's an eerie tooth. We've all leveled up. Spirit increased by 3. Others' spirits have been restored. Moe said lost souls are often seen in places near spiritual disorders. So why is this thing here then? I'm rather curious to find it here, though it's too early to use this as evidence against Michio. Even if this dorm is cursed, we can't just assume that Michio was the cause of it. There's a large poster of a loving frog mom and her frog child. It's a small refrigerator for a single person. There are a few bottles of soda inside. The calendar with a frog drawing is hanging on the wall. It's already October, but the calendar has remained on August. There's a thin layer of dust on the desk, along with a notebook. Froggy Log 3 is written on the cover. As the title suggests, the notebook is all about the frog it seems she was caring for. I see a lot of enthusiastic praise inside, things like, "Oh my god, so cute," or "true beauty." There are also some cute drawings that convey her affection towards her pet amphibian. But with no dates mentioned in the entries, it's hard to guess when she wrote these. Other than that, there are a lot of notes about her frog's food. She fed it either crickets, flies, or earthworms, trying to learn what the frog likes most. Furthermore, she happily noted how the frog would eat the insects. There's a frog-shaped board hanging on the wall. I find 2 notes on it. One is a note about raising a frog, and the other is about her summer vacation plans. August 8th, school day. Go to the clock tower with Hime. That must have been the day when she and Doryu discovered the female doll in the clock tower. A mattress sits atop a typical pipe bed frame, and there's a stuffed frog doll sitting by the pillow. She only has a light blanket on the bed. Does she not get cold at night? That concludes my inspection. Did you learn anything, Mr. Yashiki? Yeah, a lot. Huh? Just what did you learn? There's no sign of life in this room. There's a layer of dust on the desk, and she neglected the frog she'd been raising. Furthermore, the calendar's on August, almost as if time had stopped here. But Michio came back here every day. She might have returned here, but I honestly doubt that she spent her time here as a human. Oh my god. The resident's preferences changed. The Michio I know loves bugs, but the owner of this room clearly loves frogs. Additionally, from what she wrote in her notebook, she only considers bugs to be food for her frog. That's a pretty drastic change in personality, don't you think? Well, true, but she's always been a fickle person. Her preferences change every once in a while. Last year, she was really into video games, and before that, she was obsessed with puzzles. So honestly, it doesn't seem all that weird. Answer me, Doryu. When did Michio start liking bugs? It was around the end of August when our summer break ended. The time in this room stopped in August, the same time of her dramatic change in preference. It can't be a coincidence in my book. Something must have happened to Michio around that time. She turned into a different person after that point. But is person even the right word here? Mr. Yashiki, are you saying that this room hasn't changed in a long time and Michio suddenly changed her interest because she'd become the departed? That's right. You must be joking. Michio is the departed? No, it can't be. Dorio protests frantically. I understand her feelings. I truly do. If Michio really had changed since the end of August, that means when we first met at school that night, she was already. But the entire time I've known Michio, she was the departed. The departed is a spirit. Spirits are already dead. Putting it that way, the Michio from that time. Mr. Yashiki, if the Michio we know recently was the departed, what about the real Michio? It's not hard to imagine. The departed replaced the real Michio. Both of them would have been able to exist at the same... Or both of them wouldn't have been able to exist at the same time, so... I'm sure she was killed months ago. This can't be real. Our business here is done. We've learned what we wanted to know. Or rather, we learned what we didn't want to know. Ever since leaving the dorm, Dorio's had a blank look on her face. I can't blame her. She's just lost her best friend a second time. I bet she's got no tears left to cry at this point. You okay? Yes. A short, hollow response. She looks so pale, I'm worried she might just collapse. Let's head back to the infirmary. We need to share this information with the others. Mashida and Yasuoka are waiting for me. I better report our findings with them. You're finally here. What did you find? I tell them the information I learned from the student dormitory. Knew it. Michio Kunikawa is the departed. And now the whole murder in the clock tower is all cleared up. That was just another one of the departed's tricks. Kunikawa manipulated you into thinking you killed her. Why did she do that? Probably to destroy your mind with fear. She wanted to drive you insane. Maybe you being insane is one of the departed's marriage requirements. You're thinking like an insane bride deserves an insane groom. It makes some sense. Killing a student who's in love with you. That certainly would be something that could drive a person mad. My mind would have been shattered had Doryu not shown up that day. Say, Doryu, is the whole avenge Michio for me promise I made with you still intact? Yes. This doesn't change the fact that the departed still harmed Michio. Alright, I'll do my best then. Yashiki, there's something I'd like you to tell you. I've deciphered the book you gave me. Appreciate it. This book details an ancient M-Town ritual. Allow me to give you the gist. I jot down what Yasuoka says in my notebook. Summary of the old M-Town book. In the past, severe famine devastated M-Town. Residents of the town believed the fury of their deities, Mushigami and Kabigami, were the cause of the tragedy. Hence, shrines were built to worship the deities. Mushigami Shrine was located in downtown, while the Kabigami Shrine was built in the Fox Forest. Mushigami Shrine and Kabigami Shrine are merely halls of worship for the two deities, one an insect deity, the latter a mold deity. The main shrine to both, Mushikabi, is located elsewhere. Mushikabi Shrine is located deep in the Fox Forest off the road. Only relatives of the priest and fox, the messenger, know how to get to the shrine. The departed's wedding was held when a great famine occurred in M-Town. Held to wish for the end of the famine, this is also a sacred wedding ceremony where the matched brides and grooms exchange vows before the two deities. This ritual was last held during the Meiji era, about 100 years ago. It's said the selected brides and grooms completed the ceremony at Mushikabi Shrine, and the Great Famine in M-Town finally came to an end. Because it's a holy ritual, the selection criteria for the brides and grooms was quite stringent. The grooms must be from the priest's family and have impeccable spiritual qualities. As for the brides, they must be pure maidens that come from a decent family. Furthermore, both of them have to be exceptional in all aspects, including their intelligence, lineage, and personality. Hence, the chosen brides and grooms are said to be blessed and are the envy of the town. Attained old book. After she'd done explaining the contents of the book, I'm left speechless. Deity's name for bugs and mold, the departed's wedding, the bride and the groom, and the selection. There are so many things in this book that overlap with the departed's actions and remarks. This book is definitely our way to find out the departed's true identity. Agreed. It feels like we finally managed to get a real look at the departed's history. But Yasuoka halts her words, pondering. If there's something on your mind, just say it out loud, Yasuoka. Do you not find this strange? If the wedding ritual was a blessed event like the book said, how could the departed have been born? She has a point. Based on my previous interactions with spirits, they're birthed from grudges. This book probably only covers a sanitized version of the truth. If there's another part shrouded in the darkest abhorrence, that's the part you'll need to uncover. We already inspected Mushigami Shrine in the corridor and Kabigami Shrine in the forest during our encounter with Mr. Kokori. However, we didn't find any clues about the departed. The last one is the Mushikabi Shrine. Then, there might be something of note there. Mushikabi Shrine is located in the depths of the Fox Forest. We don't have time to explore the whole forest. Then our only choice is to ask the fox how to get there. Yasuoka is referring to the fox, the messenger of the gods, mentioned in the book. There's a fox in the storage area of the science room, though it doesn't look like a messenger to me. We're going to need to find another fox. Now that we have some direction, we can finally start the investigation. By the way, is Hiro not coming tonight? Yeah, I didn't contact her. I made that call. This is above her pay grade now. The departed has transformed and grown stronger. They are more dangerous than before. So it seemed prudent not to get Kujou and the regular people involved any further. That applies to you guys too. Don't get me wrong, I really appreciate your help. I just don't understand why you're willing to risk so much to help me. Like Yasuoka said, the departed has transformed and acknowledged me as their husband. This is on another level than helping me deal with the spirits and the notices. I have no idea what will happen next. And yet they decided to jump into the hellhole alongside me. Where does that determination of theirs come from? This is my job. I believe it's my fate to serve those who are terrorized by the wrath of the spirits. I've only lived this long because my purpose in the world of the living has not been completed yet. This is my job too, because this old bag here asked me to, and in a more literal sense because I actually get paid to do it. The pay is worth the risk. Simple, straightforward answers. This is why I place my faith in them, a strong faith that can't be described in words. The simple ways they lead their lives makes me feel like I can trust them with mine. Thank you. Let's head out if we're done chatting. Yeah, let's go. Wait a minute, Mr. Yashiki. Can I come with you? No. No, that forest is going to be dangerous. Stay put here, Doryu. But... You look awfully pale, Doryu. If you collapse, you'll only make things more difficult for Yashiki. Let's both wait here, alright? Understood. Doryu nods reluctantly at Yasuoka's insistence. Please be very careful, Mr. Yashiki. Let's bring an end to this stupid game, Yashiki. Satoru Mashida has joined the investigation, replacing Himiko Doryu. Investigation of the departed has been added to the spirit file. Like all other victims, Michio's corpse disappeared from inside the clock tower. I asked Mashida and Yasuoka to help me out. Mashida suspects Michio might be the departed, given their similarities. I need to investigate to see whether or not this theory is true. We needed information about Michio to determine whether or not she was the departed. Upon inspecting her room, I learned she used to like frogs instead of bugs. Doryu told me she changed around the end of August. I bet that's when the departed killed Michio and began masquerading as her. The book Yasuoka deciphered has information about a ritual called the Departed's Wedding in M-Town and the village deities. Mushigami and Kabagami, bugs and mold, played a big role. Mushikabi Shrine, where the ritual took place, is located deep in Fox Forest. We need to find a way into the main shrine. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Spirit Hunter Deathmark 2 running on PlayStation 5. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.